Well, let's run by you our first story. Be it a road trip, a late night hangout, or that special family time, we all have to capture unique moments and post them on social media. So it is a great way to keep our friends and family in the loop. But you may want to give your picture posts a second thought, because cybersecurity experts currently are warning that cyber criminals can track you and your children by simply monitoring your posts on social media. Today, we'll show you how they do it, plus a simple setting on your phone that you can change right now to protect you and your family.
On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media sites, it's common to see parents posting pictures of their children. As harmless as the post may seem, you might be exposing your children to danger. Cybersecurity expert Philemon Haney says by monitoring your posts, cyber criminals are able to determine who you are, places you've been, where you live, and even track your circle of friends, making you an easy target for kidnappers.
We have recorded situations where cyber criminals target people because people put too much information about their vacation, about their family life on their social media. So you have people, pictures about their kids, every place that they go. I will not be, especially this vacation, I know a lot of people will be traveling, and social media will be a dumping place for all the activities. So you tell the whole world that, okay, we are going to have vacation in, let's say, Kumasi, no one will be at home, or we are going abroad, nobody will be at home, or this time we are leaving the kids behind to have fun. So it tells you that, hey, that mom and dad is now at home, so hence the security is quite porous. So cyber criminals could take advantage of this and strike, go to the house. I quite remember last year or so, there was an incident where a kid was kidnapped. And during the investigation, we were able to establish that the kid was kidnapped because of information that the parent posted on social media about the kids.
It gets worse. There's a market for nude pictures and videos of minors. Once a child has a social media account, cyber criminals can pose as teenagers, chat up your children, build trust, and then lure them into sending nude videos of themselves.
They don't just target one person, they target a lot of people, and they chat with them. So they build their trust for, let's say, a month. Then they move these people from, let's say, if it's Facebook, if it's Twitter, if it's Instagram, they move them to, let's say, WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, especially Telegram, where it provides some means of anonymity. So once they are there, because they have already built a trust, so they share information. So what an adult who is posing as a criminal, as a teenager, would do is that he goes on the internet, gets some pictures, and initiates sharing of these nude pictures and other sensitive pictures. Then to entice the teenager to also share information. And once you share this information, they collect it. They make videos out of WhatsApp chat and other things. And trust me, there is a ready market in the underground forum which is ready to buy this information. And once they buy the information, they make it available for people to watch. And it's fetching a lot of money. We have worked on such cases here, and I can tell you that it's something which is happening in this country as we are speaking.
Adults are not spared. By monitoring your WhatsApp status, cyber criminals can build a profile of you enough to impersonate you. When creating an account, social media sites often require basic details like your name, age, email address, phone number, the school you attended, and where you work. With that information alone, a cyber criminal can target you for a job or romance scam.
We put too much information about ourselves. Sometimes I go through my WhatsApp status. I have never posted anything on status before since that feature was enabled, but I usually go through to see what people are saying about themselves. And trust me, in a week, you can gather a whole profile about someone, okay, a very good picture. And if you know about romance scam, people who do romance scam on social media or on the internet, what they do is that they have to have a set of pictures, so that when they are chatting with this, their target might say, oh, I need a picture of you like at the kitchen, I need a picture of you when you go out. And most of us share all this information on social media, so someone who is a criminal can take his time to collect a picture of you. Okay, a whole set of picture when you are with your kids, when you are taking them to school, when they are at the hospital, when they are at church. So they have a whole profile of you to be able to scam people.
So how do you protect your family? On Instagram, make your profile private. On Facebook, click on settings, go to privacy and change your settings from public to friends only. Go a step further by categorizing your friends and those who get to see your posts. On WhatsApp, go to settings, click account, open your privacy, click on status, and there you can control the number of people who view your status. When you post pictures on social media platforms, cyber criminals can trace your location. So go to your phone's privacy settings and make sure your location is turned off.
We all have to take some time and educate ourselves. If you're a user of technology, then you have to take some time to educate yourself about the features that have been made available to protect you. At the point, we all want to show the world about what we have. Okay, but you know, every picture comes with some kind of description. Okay, what are you saying about the picture? How often are you doing this? Okay, if I take a day, will I be able to know exactly what you have gone through throughout the whole day? So you told me you are pregnant, and the next day you're at the hospital. The next time your husband has brought you a cake at the hospital, and you're telling the whole world everything that is happening about you. These are information that cyber criminals will be happy to get.
In an era where everyone feels the need to update their WhatsApp status, change their Facebook profile picture, and tweet their concerns, you must ensure you're protecting yourself. Go to your privacy settings now. Faustina Safo, JoyNews, Accra.
Let's step away from technology for a moment. Let's talk about health. And residents of Teshi and its environs are calling on government to provide regular health intervention programs to help meet their health needs. Now, the residents said this when the College of Surgeons and Physicians and Surgeons, in collaboration with the Association of Doctors in Residency, organized a medical outreach program for the community. Here's a bit more in this report.
The health screening forms part of the college's 15th anniversary celebration, but CEO of the Blood Service and Chairman of the Planning Committee, Dr. Justina Ansa, says this will be a regular feature of the college's activities.
Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons is 15 years this year, and so we planned a series of activities to mark the 15th anniversary. And we started from last week, and today we're having this medical screening. We thought that as part of our corporate social responsibility as doctors, we should have, a medical screening in a community. We tried a few communities, and this community was very responsive, so that's why we're here. And so this is part of our corporate social responsibility. So we would be doing very often. You see, we have a lot of drugs. So I'm not sure if we don't finish them today, we'll then plan for another community. We've seen that it's been quite. People have very responded to our, what we're doing. So we think that we'll continue to do that, because as doctors, we need to give to the community as well.
Vice President of the Association of Doctors in Residency, Dr. Leslie Adams Zakaria, tells JoyNews patients who are diagnosed with much serious conditions will be assisted to seek further medical attention.
We've provided free screening, free medical examination, free laboratory investigations. We are doing voluntary counseling and testing for HIV/AIDS. We are providing dental care, ENT services, and free breast examination. And all those that we have found out that we cannot handle here, we have appropriately given them referrals.
Meanwhile, residents who express gratitude for the services rendered are calling for a more regular or periodic program to help address their health needs.
We thank you for the good intention. We pray and hope the medication will help us. But we will plead that this is done at least every 2 months. It will help those of us who do not have money to visit the hospital.
I have really benefited from this. I have got drugs that will help improve my health. I am really happy. But I'll be extremely grateful if this can be done once or even twice a month.
I am really happy with this. Doctors have taken very good care of us, but I wish they could do this more often. because people are really sick in this community.
Ernest Menu for JoyNews.
Now let's take you to the Upper East region, and the Boku West District Assembly has handed over 3-unit classroom blocks to 3 different basic schools in the area. These 3 schools have had to battle with congestion in their classrooms, which forced some pupils to learn under trees. Upper East Regional Correspondent Albert Sori brings us more.
The Sapelega, Bulunga, Guzongo and Noskolega basic schools, all at Zebila in the Boku West District, were struggling with problems of infrastructure. Teaching and learning sometimes took place under trees or inside dilapidated classrooms, which exposed pupils to harsh weather and made learning difficult for them.
When I'm in class, when my teacher is talking, and when people is passing out, my mind is out, and I'm looking at the peoples. I don't feel like I'm in class.
If it's about rain, our teachers always close us so that we can go home, so that the rain will not fall on us.
Fortunately, the Boku West District Assembly has stepped in and provided 3-unit classroom blocks for each of the 3 schools. The structures come with offices, storerooms, and toilet facilities. At separate handing over ceremonies to present the classroom blocks to the District Education Service Directorate, Boku West District Chief Executive Victoria Ayamba said the initiative was part of government's vision to provide accessible education for all.
His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is serious with education. And when we took over in 2017, I went around with my MP to all the communities to see how best some of the infrastructure in the various community, most of the schools were not having infrastructures. When you look at these places, there are no infrastructure for the kids to go to school. So we also give them 3-unit classroom block. And that is what we are handing over to the GS Directorate, and we also give it to the communities.
She was joined by MP for the area, Frank Fuseni Adongo, who reiterated government's firm commitment to develop less privileged communities in the country.
I think we don't have to compromise quality. And I also observed that it's not a matter of just maybe establishing or opening or having schools, but we have to have quality, teaching and learning in the schools.
Head teachers of the Sapelega, Bulunga and Guzongo basic schools told JoyNews the previous conditions of the schools had adversely affected the academic performance of the pupils. They were therefore optimistic that the new classroom blocks would go a long way to improve teaching and learning and thereby help improve upon the performance of pupils.
Teacher teaching at the other side and the teacher sitting at the other side too, and the children are sitting on the floor. So it is not easy for the children in their learning. So I think with this new structure they have built, 3 classrooms they have built, it will help to improve teaching and learning in the school.
The Boku West District Assembly also presented some furniture to the District Education Service for onward distribution to the 3 schools and other schools in the district. For JoyNews, Albert Sori, reporting from Zebila.
Across to the Upper West region now, where deplorable roads in part of the region have forced transport operators to halt the release of their vehicles to farmers for the purpose of carting foodstuffs to market centers. Now, this resulted in quite a bit of post-harvest losses. And this may be over soon as the Korean International Development Agency, KOICA, is implementing a 4-year project to reduce the burden on farmers by supporting them with tricycles to cart their farm produce to the market centers. Now, JoyNews' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam put together this report.
The woes of farmers in the region could be over soon and post-harvest wastage could be a thing of the past, because the Korean International Cooperation Agency, (KOICA), is implementing a 4-year project in the northern and upper regions to build the capacities of farmer-based organizations and cooperatives aimed at promoting rural development as well as improve the quality of life of rural residents. These farmer-based organizations will be supported through training, consultancy, networking, opportunities, and support. KOICA is implementing the project through their local partners, Association of Church-Based Development NGOs. Fidelis Napena is an official of ACDEP at the WA office.
It's a grant component that they are accessing. So what the project is supporting is $2,000. But because of sustainability reasons, the FBC or the beneficiaries are equally supposed to match up with up to 10%. So if you look at it, what they are doing or what they have done, some of them have given cost elements where they are equally going to foot that cost element, so that it doesn't feel like, oh, this Father Christmas, and for that matter, they go to sleep and then the thing goes to rot. No, but there's also that component that they are contributing to it, and then the project is topping up with $2,000 so that they can be able to see it as their own the process, own the equipment, and then use it to the benefit of the entire group and then the community as a whole.
As part of the project, 5 tricycles, known in local parlance as motorcanes, were handed over to some farmer groups in the region to enable them carry their farm produce to the market centers. Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Amidu Chine Isaku, who handed over the tricycles to the beneficiaries, said the move will greatly help farmers stay in business.
I've been procured to support our mothers and brothers who have constituted themselves into groups so that they can facilitate their work and enhance their living standard. Apart from these 5 motorkings, KOICA and ACDEP are also supporting another women's group to build a platform where they can dry their flour and other materials. That support is ongoing and the construction is ongoing. They are also supporting a 7th group to procure a grinding mill to support them economically so that members of the group will be empowered. So all these things is being done in the region to support our rural people so that they can improve their lives.
Leader of the Baleri Farmers Group, Leticia Salier, on behalf of the beneficiaries, thanked the government and KOICA for the support. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
And before we go, a member of Parliament Environment, Science and Technology Committee is recommending government ban on the use of pesticides in farming activities across Ghana. Mr. Sethi Champon, who is also the Member of Parliament from Praeso, says the use of chemicals in agriculture is currently causing the death of many other organisms in the soil, which is not good for the environment. He spoke to JoyNews at the UN Biodiversity Conference that was convened in Egypt.
Emerged lately, where people spray pesticides and weedicides. I remember as a child, I never knew of pesticides. I never knew of weedicides. Pesticide I knew because some cocoa needed such pesticides to drive away pests from the plants so they could grow well. But weedicides are killing the fauna. When we weed it by our normal subsistence practice, and we went through the process of clearing, after the first rainfall, I remember as a child, we having natural germination of cocoyam. We have brought in fertilizers. Let's go back to other bodies.
So it's a suggestion that it's about time we ban weedicides, for example, when it comes to agriculture?
I will encourage for that, but I'm sure it's a major economy for some people. and they'll be running after my heels, but that is not my concern. My concern is how best do we educate the users? Because one, it is making us lazy. Every person, every corner wants to introduce weedicide, and it is destroying the earth. It is destroying the farmlands. So you today, in no time, you grow certain seedlings and you expect them to germinate, to grow and develop, and you don't see any sign, you don't see any action. It's as a result of the effect of the weedicide on the ground. And we are introducing foreign materials that are not very, very friendly to the environment we live in.
Oh, pesticides, weedicides, etc. Anything that is not natural to the environment is always bound to cause some problems, Kojo.
Yeah, well, it's all well and good that we want to be producing better quality, agricultural produce, but if it all gets rotten and ruined in post-harvest losses, then what have we really achieved? So I hope that as we think about how to make our produce better, we also think about how to make it reach the customer so we can actually make some money from this agriculture thing that we've been leaning on for decades.
Well, definitely. But we have some great conversations coming up. We'll have Al-Hassan Suhini, who will be in the studio. He's a member of parliament for Tamale North, and for Kankwe North, we have Fuseni Isa. We'll have some great conversations on the subject. Of course, Imani, they've come with a rebuttal following the appearance of the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Nsiasari, on Newsfile over the weekend. And all their pointers were just a reply or a rebuttal to some of the comments that were made by Dr. Nsiasari on Newsfile over the weekend on the subjects of deploying drones to transport blood and other needed medical supplies. Imani did a fantastic job with some great analysis over the period. So we'll see how we can mainstream those discussions as well.
Yes, indeed. A lot to think about there. Our health service needs an injection of innovation. And we just have to make sure it's the right kind of innovation. So we'll talk about that later. Also, Maxwell Agbagba will be somewhere in Weija, trying to find out how people reacted when there was a bit of an earth tremor a couple of nights ago. It's just one of the many things that are a source of worry and concern to those who live in Weija, not to forget about the ridge that overlooks some homes, and there is a threat of it collapsing and perhaps causing a mudslide, something like what we saw in Sierra Leone. And I've got to tell you, I was there after that happened, and I don't want that to happen in Ghana at all. So we'll talk about that. Max will be meeting some of the residents and getting their thoughts on the situation following the earth tremors a couple of nights ago.
Oh, definitely. We also have a conversation. Daniel Dadze had a conversation to mark the 80th birthday of former President John Ejekon Kufuor. So make sure that you stay with us. We'll bring you some insight into that conversation that he had with John Ejekon Kufuor, and we'll wrap up some great entertainment. Remember, entertainment, or as we call the segment, AM Showbiz, is brought to you by Awake Purified Water. The good thing about Awake is you buy it, there's a part that is given to charity or donated, so to speak.
Yes, indeed. So today, it's a packed show. It's a magnificent Monday morning, and there's no better place to start it off than right here with us on the AM show. Stay with us. Newspaper Review is right after these.